Welcome and greetings, everyone. I would like to apologize starting this program a little late. We're having some technical difficulties. There might be a little bit of lag with myself and some of the guests. So I'm going to speak a little more slowly and hopefully I can get through the airwaves. So again, welcome to a Black History Month event. This is organized by the African Commission of New York and Connecticut. You're watching Brown Eyes TV, of course, and we are live for this virtual event. I am a member of the African Immigrants Commission of New York and Connecticut, affectionately named AIC for short. So I am a member. I am one of the boards. I do the communications for the organization. I've been with the organization since its inception. It's been a great experience. AIC works to advocate for African immigrants and their families in terms of their needs and the different services that the community needs to thrive. So we've been involved with this work for many years, and we've had this Black History Month for several years. This is kind of like a tradition for us now, where we present a griot, we present an oral story. And today we have our resident storyteller. I'm going to pass the mic to the president of AIC, Mori Kuate, to continue to introduce and welcome you to this important traditional event. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, PJ, for that amazing introduction. Again, I just wanted to thank you for your contributions to the African Immigrants Commission. Since you joined us, you changed everything, you changed our communications, and it just made us better as an organization. So I just wanted to thank you. I can never thank you enough. And also thank you for hosting us, for making this event available on your live stream on Brown Eyes Magazine TV. And, we appreciate you, everything that you're doing. So today we have our big brother, Balla Kouyate. And it's a very big honor for us to have him on this live stream, for him to participate in this Black History Month event. It's a big honor because, he's been, inducted in the National Endowment of the Arts. And he's also won 2 Grammys, working with Yo-Yo Ma. So he's going to tell us about that before he can, start telling us about the amazing story of Soumaoro Kante. We also have our guest panelist, Fofana, Abdoulaye Fofana. Yes, Fofana has been, a teacher in the community for a long time. He's always, trying to educate the youth about history. He's more passionate about history and politics, and he's actually even more interested in this particular story. He has a lot of questions, so he's gonna have a few minutes to do a few Q&A at the end of the story. So on that note, I'm gonna let our brother Balla Kouyate introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about how he won the 2 Grammys with Yo-Yo Ma, and then he can start the story directly. At the end, Fofana is gonna ask the questions. So thank you so much, Grand Frère Balla. The floor is yours. I know we're gonna do this show entirely in English, so there will be no need to translate.
Thank you very much. Sounds great. Can you guys hear me okay? Did I need mic or can you guys hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, I think the mic it's good. You can use.
Okay. All right. My name is Balla Kouyate from Mali. Um, the instrument I'm playing here called balafon. And before I get to the story, I will say as today, the very, you know, griot or artist who happen to have the same name, which is his instrument. My name is Balla, and I'm playing the balafon. Okay, so this instrument also is my family instrument going back to 13th century. Not just a balafon player. This instrument belonged to my family. Just in being passing down generation to generation. The first balafon, 800 years old, still in my family. Okay, so my working relationship with the Yo-Yo Ma, I've been working with the Soul Brother since 2009, and we recorded 2 albums. Both albums won a Grammy. And 2019, I was National Endowment recipient here in the United States, which is a big honor. This is a higher honor the U.S. government can give to the tradition of art. So I had a privilege. I got invited to the White House uh, during the previous president to the White House. And this instrument is all handmade, made out of the bamboo trees, gourds, and the rosewood. And a traditional day, the all day, all those gourd. I will show you guys that in a little bit after I do some demonstration. Those gourds used to be covered by the spider web, but since I live in Massachusetts, it's just kind of hard to find a spider web. So I've been using the plastic from the Whole Food or Walmart. I hope they don't mind. So because of playing the balafon, you got to get those a buzzy sound. So we're gonna get to that in a bit. So I like to demonstrate a little bit and then start the story because the Soumaoro Kante story is a very long because Soumaoro was the king of the Suso. First of all, we got this balafon from Soumaoro Kante because he was the king and the Mande Empire. But just to keep the long story short, when he got defeated by Sunjata Keita, that's that's how this balafon get to my family. That was going back to 1235. So I'm gonna do a little demonstration and then start a story. I hope you guys enjoy this evening performance. And then again, thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a very honor to be here to be celebrating the Black History Month, which is very special month for all of us. Soumaoro Kante was the king in Suso, and when he got defeated by Sunjata Keita, going back to 12th century, that's how we got this Balla Kouyate today. And the role of jelly in our society, where I came from, in the Manda Empire, we're not just entertaining or performing, we recount the family history through the music. Because the family history is very important to us. I believe that's the reason why, in Africa, when men and a woman got married, I mean, in the marriage, it doesn't matter if it's in Africa or here in the United States, it's still in the marriage. Only the difference is everything's illegal as here, but the woman will keep the family name. The reason of that, because each family name back home have a history behind it. So the woman don't want to lose her family history through the man family history. So as a jelly, we have that important role in our society to keep reminding people who they are, because we believe you can only know where you're heading to if you know where you came from. So that's how Soumaoro got defeated by Sunjata. The reason why Sunjata also become very famous, popular until today, we're still talking about him, because he's the one who unite Manding people. Okay, when he said Manding is in the area, people who live there as Mandinka. Okay, so it's like when he mentioned it's the United States of America. America is in the area, people who live here is American. So it's the same idea when the Sunjata got the power and unite Manding people in that Manding area. That's why you will hear Mandinka, Mandingo, Malenke, Jula, they're all in the same tribe, okay? Because the people move to the different location. That's how you hear all those different dialect about Mandinga and the Mandingo. But we all understand each other. It's kind of like American English and British English, okay? So telling the story, what is make more interesting to people, the people you telling the story, if we, you know, do call and respond. Like what I mean about that, the question. Because, if it's about telling this whole story tonight, believe me, we're gonna talk all night tonight. So any part in the story you guys like to know or you guys don't understand, please feel free to ask me anything. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, absolutely. So let's do the short version of the story. Also, before, can you tell us a little bit about the music you just played? So that people understand. There's always a reason why the music is arranged and or when or where people play specific kind of music. Can you tell us about the music you just played before you
The
you
piece
start
I
the
just
story?
Sure, definitely. The piece I just played called Bani. Like I mentioned earlier, every musical we perform have the history behind it. So Bani in the Mandinka language, Iban, which means no. Our role in our society is to bring people together. We kind of like a needle. We sew people together. That's why they call us a jelly. Because nobody, no human being can survive without blood. If you translate a jelly to English, it's a blood. So the piece I just played, it was the way for us to let our people know how to say no. Because so in the reality, it's hard to talk about Black History Month here in America without mentioning slavery. We all know it was an awful things to do. Make a lot of people uncomfortable. But in the reality, we're gonna talk about it until our last breath. Okay? So this was the way for us as a jelly to let our noble know how to say no. Iba in the Mandinka language. So the singer will sing, translate that, and the storyteller also was next to the player. Because what happened, not just in the jelly man, we have a jelly woman as well. That's the whole reason why I'm here. My sister Balla Kouyate, who recommended me to you guys, to my brother Mori Kouyate. That's why I'm here in the first place. So it's not just the jelly man. The jelly man will play, and all day this is a male instrument. The female will sing, and also had another female instrument called kirinya. It's kind of like cowbells, or it can be like this, okay, to keep the beat, right? But now we're in the 21st century. I mean, I have a children here in this country. I have a boy and a girl. My son played this, and my daughter also play as well. So the piece was called Bani. Thank you.
Okay, so now we can start the story. The short version of the story, how Soumaoro came about, and some people talk about, him being a person of three moms, three mothers. You can talk about that, and the story between him and Balla Kuyate. How Balla Kuyate became a Kuyate. So just the short version and of the story, basically. Thank
Sure.
you.
So, in the reality, Soumaoro was really powerful king. He was a sorcerer. And but on the other hand, if we said the way he was a really mean and bad king because he was a dictator. Okay? So when Soumaoro had this balafon in his cage, no one can touch this instrument. And the original one, not the one I'm playing here, but the original one. We have, happen to have my family today. So Soumaoro had that for himself. That was just like toys, like he was playing for himself. Okay? And even in the simple mosquito, couldn't touch that instrument while he was live. But in the meantime, the whole Monday started by everybody was a hunter and a Monday. Because if he was not hunter, people believe you're not a real survivor or real man. So everybody was a hunter. So to keep the long story short, one day while Soumaoro was hunting, he was not home. Balla Fasege happened when Sunjata sent Balla Fasege to go tell Soumaoro, now he's just ready for the battle because Soumaoro was the kind of king, nobody would tell him anything in front of his face because it would kill you. Okay? So our ancestor, Balla Fasege, came to Soumaoro cage. And they have the bird. Uh, I'm sure they have it here. We have it in Africa too. We call that eagle. That eagle used to be the guardian of Soumaoro compound, where he have this secret battlefield. So the eagle was there watching around who's coming around. So when the Balla Fasege got there and trying to play this balafon, just to keep it a long story short, and the eagle made a noise. And that's the day Balla Fasege and the eagle made a promise. Okay, we all know. I don't know about here because we don't get to see a chicken alive here very often. But in Africa, you will see chicken walking around with the baby. But most of the time, eagle, that's how they get feed, by coming get those little baby chicken. Okay, that's when they made a promise that day. Whatever the Kuyate, the real Kuyate, the Kuyate man saw the eagle coming down and grab the baby chicken, we're not supposed to chase them out. Until today, we still practicing that tradition there. Just to keep that long story short. So when my ancestor, when Balla Fasege got there to his cage, trying to play the balafon, the Soumaoro hear those the balafon sound while he's still hunting. So he came out of like a how do you say, what's this word in English? Here, uh, it's not a volcano. But
It's a tornado or something. It's a tornado.
tornado. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. The tornado. It come to his cage as a tornado. Said, who is that? He said, that cannot be human because nothing, even in a little insect like a mosquito or anything, nothing can touch that instrument. So when he came find my ancestor playing the balafon, he started flouting Soumaoro. And then he got so surprised, he just stand there and looking at our ancestor, Balla Fasege, said, wow, what's your name? He telling him his name. He said, wow, this is really great to hear somebody saying, talk about nice thing about you, then you telling them nice thing about yourself. And that's the day he met this proverb. And in Africa, we spoke a lot of proverbs. It says, no matter how sharp the knife is, the knife can never cut itself. What does it mean about that? Let's say the president of the United States today, Joe Biden. If Joe Biden started walking around and say, hey, is anybody know me? I'm the president of the United States. I don't think he's going to stay in the White House tonight because people are going to start thinking like he's out of his mind. So no matter how big you are or no matter how powerful you are, you always feel good to hear somebody else talk about you than you talk about yourself. Okay? So that's how my Balla Faseke got his name that day. If you translate that Balla in the Mandinka language, they say Balla for second, Kotila. Balla for second, which means play this instrument now. That's how Balla Faseke got his name in the first place. Okay? But before then, before it became a Balla Faseke, it was a Nyangumandoga. So just if you guys let me talk, we just kind of keep talking all night. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play any music, or if you guys have any question for me, this is the time to ask. But that's how my ancestor got the Balla for in the first place.
Absolutely. Fofana, if you have any questions to direct the story, you can go ahead and ask the question. We have about 15 minutes.
Okay, the question I have, how are you, Mr. Balla Kouyate?
I'm great, thank you. How about you?
Okay, Alhamdulillah. More after first question, the name, we understand the name coming from. How about Kouyate? What it stand for?
Huh?
The name Kouyate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where it come from?
Well, the Kuyate came from Monday. When I said, because what happened, this is a family name, okay? Let's put it that way. You know, Kuyate, Fofana, Keita. Before, this family name was the creation by Mandan people, okay? Because back in the day, Islam was new to us. We was staying by our tradition. So the whole reason why this is the whole jelly things come to our society is just to organize. Now I can tell you one thing today. It's no family name in Africa today who was not part of the jelly beside the Haidara. Okay? The Kuyate, like I said, when they say Balla for second, do you understand that sentence, what I just said? Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Balla for second. Koyatila. Kotila. Because what happened, the story got twisted. Everybody trying to say the story they want people to hear. Okay? So this last name, Kuyate, Keita, all that is organized by us. When I say what I mean about us, not just me, but people like going back to 12th century, even earlier. Can you hear me?
Yeah, here.
Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Well, can I have a follow-up?
No,
What's that?
yes, we can hear you. You can keep talking. We can hear you.
Okay. So now, if you look at the Sunjata story, okay, you can say Keita, Konate, Dante, Kulubali, all that is the same family. But as today, you will see the singer Keita family. You will see uh, not Jelly, but you will see a singer or storyteller out of Kulubali family, even in the Fulani family. Okay, because back then the Kuyate climb was not a huge amount, and it was a lot of work for the Kuyate family. So that's why they choose to have every firstborn in each family to be able to help the Kuyate. That's why today you will see not just, even if we are the first jelly and in our society and the Mani Empire, but it's not enough anywhere in Africa today. You will find any family, any family name a jelly. Not doing exactly what the Kuyate doing, but everybody become some sort of jelly today, even if not by knowledge, by how do you say it? Because to be Kuyate or to be jelly back then, you have to be born into the jelly family. You cannot just become jelly overnight. You see what I mean?
Yes.
No, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So, any other question?
Fana, do you have more questions?
Yeah, Mori. Yes. We heard about the Sunjata. We
Mm-hmm,
heard about Subanguru,
mm-hmm,
the Kante,
mm-hmm.
and before he became Kante, what was his family and what ethnic what ethnic clan he belonged to?
The Kante?
Sumaoro. Sumaoro, yeah.
Yeah, because the Kante is a blacksmith. It's a blacksmith family because, and the Monday, it was a client. Everybody, every family members, it, have their duty. Okay, the Jolly, we are the organizer, we are the advisor, we are the peacemaker, and the Kante are the blacksmith because we cannot survive without hunting or farming. That's why even today most of the African culture relied on agriculture. So the Kante family, they duty and society just to make those tools make available to the society to be able to work. Okay, it's like the same thing when he mentioned about the Fulani, for example. For the Fulani, they was in charge of you know the couch, all of those how do you say, all of those animal in the area, like or the cows and the milk. So people know exactly if you need a milk in a society, who to go to. If you need or hark, like to uh, do harvest time, you know what family to go to. So you mentioned any family name in Africa, let's say Kuyate, Keita, or Kante. We know already what is the role in those family in our society.
Absolutely. So basically, what he's saying is that every last name means something. If you
Exactly.
have a specific last name, that means your last name tells the whole history of your family.
That's right.
So, that's why, you see a lot of Africans, they come here, especially, people from Mandingo tribes. They can change their first name, but they'll never change their last name because their last name is their history. So as he
That-
was saying in the beginning, even in the US, when you marry a woman, they change their last name But in Africa, in the Mandingo tribe, you don't never change the woman's last name because that's who she is, and that's her whole family history. So we want to keep that intact. You don't want to take that away from anybody. So that's
That's
what
right.
basically that's what he's saying.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
so Fofana, do you have more questions, or you want us to continue? Basically, we have
Yes.
about 6 more minutes.
What yeah, what make okay. Uh Soumaoro can you hear me?
Yes.
Sum Suma yeah, okay. Soumaoro Kante, what make him so vicious? Why?
Can you repeat that again? I don't think I heard the last part.
Why he become so vicious and cruel toward anybody he conquer? What make
Well,
Smanguru so cruel?
well, one thing I can tell you, the greed. Okay, a lot of people, even back then or until today, the more power you get, the more greed you get. Any powerful person, either a man or a woman, most of the time they don't trust anybody because they just think everybody's, out there to get, to get them, you know. And he did a lot of, in reality, he did a lot of crazy things. But today we just tell the story to make nicer, if I want to say it in the right way, in the right way. Because, like for example, what we're doing tonight, it is a Black History Month. A lot of things is happening in slavery. Uh, people don't always want to hear exactly the way it happened because it's make people feel bad, make people angry. And the reality, Soumaoro was not a nice king because he was not nice to his people because he's the king, first of all, who no one and Soso or Monday was allowed to talk without covering your mouth with a gourd. Okay? So when the people started getting taste of that power, they don't want to let that go. And one thing is a few things is can betray the power. Okay? The first one will be woman. I think even the reason why Sunjata was able to defeat Soumaoro Kante because it's a woman. Soumaoro Kante's nephew was a Fakoli. Okay, just to give you another long story short, they tell Soumaoro to do for his kingdom. If he want to be in the power, they have a certain sacrifice he need to do. And he asks us, what kind of sacrifice? They said, well, I want you to make 100 plates of food sacrifice. And Soumaoro tell that to his nephew Fakoli. And the Fagoli wife, Fagoli had only one wife. And the Soumaoro had a 99 wife. 99 wife. Okay? And then his nephew Fakoli only have a one wife. So Soumaoro tell his 99 wife, just do the math. If he have a 99 wife, if each wife make one plate, that would be 99 plate. If his mother himself make one plate, uh, that would be 100 right there. So when he tells his nephew wife made 100 plate before the 99 wife make it 100 plate. That's why he becomes so suspicious. He becomes jealous. Those two few things can destroy your power. Okay, greed. Okay, and when that happened, he said his nephew, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I want we do the exchange. You take all my 99 wife, I take your one wife. And the faculty said, no, uncle. I mean, you have 99, I only have one. So why you wanna exchange? We wanna have my one wife and take your 99 wife. I don't need your 99 wife. How about we all keep what we have? And they said, well, if you don't accept my offer, instead of giving you 99, I'm just gonna take your one away from you, add it to my 99. That's why they become, that's why they become an enemy. You see, I mean, if somebody's nice, somebody's want the best for his people. You think it's a nice thing to do? Take your nephew, woman, you know. So
No.
that's why Fakoli joined Sunjata army. Okay, that's why they was able to defeat. So when I say those are few things that can destroy your power, the greed and a woman can destroy anybody.
Absolutely. So basically, for those who don't know, you have Sunjata Keita, you have Soumaoro Kante, and you have Fakoli. Fakoli was one of the biggest generals in the army of
That's right.
Soumaoro Kante.
That's right.
But since Soumaoro Kante decided to take his one wife from him, so he decided to join Sunjata Keita's army to defeat Soumaoro Kante.
To defeat your uncle.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yes.
that's a whole nother story, that we can talk about. But Fakuli actually has a song. I don't know if you wanna play Fakuli's song a little bit, before we move on. We almost ending anyway. It's 9 o'clock, but you can do the Fakuli Fasta, and then we move on to the conclusion of the story.
No problem.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Maurice.
Absolutely, that was amazing. So we're talking about
Yep.
um,
Mori.
Fakuli's wife. You know how
Yeah.
Sunjata Keita came to basically take his wife. The reason that he decided to take his wife because his wife has some kind of magical powers that allowed her to prepare 100 different food in one bowl.
Yeah.
So something that Soumaoro Kante's 99 wife couldn't do. Fakuli's one wife was able to do it in just at one shot. So that's why he decided to take his wife away. These are amazing stories. I want to thank Tonton Balla Kouyate for bringing these stories to our brothers and sisters in America here. We always try to educate the people, try to tell them this history. These are not just stories of mundane, but these are real stories that happen in the empire of mundane. So we try to bring it to you guys, try to educate you about your history. It's your history too. You're
That's
welcome
right.
to visit anytime, and that's what we're gonna do. So Fofana, do you have a question? And then and Tanti Fanta is requesting that we end the show with Kuyate Fasa. So it's only fitting. It's only fitting that we do that because hey, Grand Frère is Kuyate. I'm Kuyate. We only have one Fofana here, so I don't even know if you guys have a song, but
Oh, yeah.
so Fofana, you have a
I wish
question?
Fofana
I
kan
wish
yo.
we had we had 4 more hours. I won't be enough. I'll be very great. To listen to this. Sound is very melodious, and I will give it. In French, 10 sur 10, because I know we are all African. We know the rhythm, and I know the rhythm he was beaten for the first one, where in the Marakarao we call that Jakuru Keli Keli. It's a very rhythm, very powerful rhythm. And the last song dedicated to Fakoli, what the name of it? That's my first question.
Uh-huh. We say Fakoli Fasa.
Okay. There was a song. There was a song dedicated to Fakoli called Janju. Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of that. We have a
Okay.
Janjo, and the one I
Yeah.
just play because what happened,
Mhm.
Mali or Guinea or Burkina, Senegal, just to name a few. So it's a 16 country out of West Africa and then the African continent being colonized by France. So before those colony came over, all those areas used to be one, like the Gambia, all that included. So basically, if you go to Mali, for example, when it comes to Fakoli song, some people will play John Joe for Fakoli. Okay? And then this is Fakoli Fasa just play too, and they will play that too. And the reason why I play this fast, or just because when the 21st century, usually the balafon will be like 20, 15, 20 balafon lined up and they're playing. But with the technology, I'm doing the looping, so that's why I can do multiple instruments here. It sounds like the full band playing. You see what I mean? So sometimes I do that just to be able to people can feel, because this young generation sometimes they just want to hear the beat, how music going to move them. But I can play a little bit in that janjo. You can hear the difference between Fakoli Fasa and the janjo. I do know exactly what you said.
Absolutely. So Tanti Fanta said that Fofana is Kakolo. Your song is Kakolo.
That's right.
Yeah, Kako. Okay. Mori, don't go there because we on the Kuyate if you know that, if you don't know that.
Absolutely. So Tonton, we're gonna so we're gonna
Huh?
play them the Kuyate song, and we're gonna conclude the show.
Okay.
Basically, we don't
Sure.
want to take too much of your time.
No
Hopefully,
problem.
absolutely.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much,
Mori,
and thank you all of you
Mori,
guys, and
I
thanks
have
for
a
having me.
suggestion.
Okay.
Because when you beat the balafon, everything is fine, but the one that is offbeat is the guitar. I don't know. It must be not comfortable for any traditionalist to include the guitar in the sound. I know, because the modern time they need to see the guitar, but you don't need it.
No, I don't. That's why the last piece I just played, the faculty first, I didn't play guitar. But
Thank
I
you.
played this, I played the balafon and in this calabash and the shaker and here.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. But in the meantime, uh, you know, live here in the United States. Most of the time, I'm a one-man band and I do a lot of festivals. So those are bass guitar or give it a heavy sound and then go with that. You see what I mean?
Okay. So I think
Yes.
PJ has some questions. If you want to know anything about anything that he's doing, any story that he told, if you have any questions at all, any clarifications.
Everything was very clear. I was listening intently. It was amazing. I wanted to take everything in. I guess actually I was thinking kind of sort of what the very last question about the guitar and some of the modern instruments and how that kind of plays into continuing to make traditions for generations to come.
Well, I would say having this with the Western, bass guitar or the guitar in general. Back in the day, there was no guitar, no drum set, no snare. Everything was a traditional instrument like balafon, djembe, talking drum, this calabash. Okay, so but since like I mentioned earlier, since we're in the 21st century, and traditionally, not just one balafon playing, it would be like 15, 20 balafon playing. But living in America, I don't have that, opportunity. I don't have that luxury to have 15 balafon player. And traditionally, also everybody play once, but I play two. I added this second one just to be able to have all the 12 notes. So that's the reason why I'm here to do. I'm here doing a lot of collaboration with a lot of American artists like a Yo-Yo Ma, like a Bella Flag, like some of those pop African singer like Angelique Joe. So because without trying to meet in the middle, the traditional always gonna be there no matter what. But if you want to try to get the different audience, the different different level of music, you have no choice doing those collaboration. So I think that's why I'm doing those looping here. I would say I'm the first balafon player in the earth doing this. Normally, balafon play with the instrument live. But the COVID taught ourselves many things to do. So that's why I was able to develop all this and add into it. Okay, otherwise the guitar is not part of it. Not at all.
Okay, thank you so much for the for the clarification. I think there's always a transition between the traditional instruments and the modern instruments. The balafon that he's playing, you can see the piano in it. Basically, you can say the piano came from the balafon.
Oh yeah.
And the guitar that he has, there's also the traditional guitar that the Kuyate have,
Then go like this.
and exactly. So you have you have different instruments that transition to modern instruments, basically. But some artists like Nas and other artists, they tend to go back and try to use some of the traditional instruments to make their beats. You can see some artists that use African sounds. Even now, Afro beats
That,
is
that's
really popular. They use a lot of traditional African sounds.
that's right.
The Manding Empire has its own musical instruments. If you go to Nigeria, you might have different traditional Nigerian instruments, from different tribes. So it's very diverse. Africa is huge, is very diverse, and so it's high time for people to just learn about Africa. This is where you come from. Know your history, know everything. It only makes you stronger. When the more you know, the more aware you are, and the stronger you are, basically. So your strength is coming from Africa. I encourage everybody to reconnect to Africa, because that's where your strength is,
Yeah.
basically. So
That's
we're gonna do the Kuyate Fasa, and then we're gonna close the show. I don't want to take too much of Tonton's time and PJ's time, so let's do that a little bit, and then we're gonna close. And Tonton is gonna give out his phone number in case somebody wants to book him to come play at your festival or at your event. You can call him so he can come perform. He has his own orchestra, and he can bring his whole team. So to perform. If he has time, because he's a Grammy Award winning artist. He's not gonna be that free. So thank you so much.
Thank you
Absolutely.
again. Thank you very much, Modi. And then I'd like to thank all of you to having me here, especially thank you to Fanta Kuyate uh, for this opportunity. Um, I don't want to forget to mention her name because I wouldn't be here without her recommendation. So thanks again. So this is Kuyate Fasa. Thank you.
Bravo.
Very nice.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you, Tanti Fanta. Thank you, PJ. The original Soso Bala is actually in his village.
That's right.
Tanti was telling me to tell everybody to come to his village. It's a magical Bala form, basically. It still exists. That's the original Soumaoro Kante's Bala form. It still exists, actually. You can go to his village, it's still there. And it's
It's
still.
been protected by the UNESCO. Yeah.
What is the name of the village, Tonton?
Nyagasola is in the border between Mali and Guinea, and
Right.
the Bala flag is even protected by the UNESCO.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you
so,
very much. Thank you, all of you. Thanks for
so what
having
is
us.
what is your phone number?
My phone number is 631-220-9552. And also my email is my full name. Is it Balla Kouyate? Is it BALLAKOUYATE at yahoo.com?
Absolutely. And my number is 917-500-5440. You can reach us at African Immigrants Commission at gmail.com. Thank you so much. PJ, do you want to close? And that will be the end of it. You have the last word, PJ? I think we have to give we have to give a name to PJ. We have to invite PJ to come to the village and see the balafon.
There you go.
You know,
Definitely.
you
Yeah.
know, absolutely.
That would
P-
that would be amazing. That sounds great. Well, thank
Thank
you
you.
everyone for joining us and joining this program. Of course, please do come back and visit Brown Eyes TV on YouTube to rewatch this, share this with your friends, that whole thing, like, subscribe, share. If you please do support us and our work. Also, African Immigrants Commission of New York and Connecticut is on Facebook. That's the best way to find more information about AIC. And yes, we will be giving more information on future programs. So again, thank you for joining us and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.